Welcome to WeAreColeraine.com's presentation of Coleraine Cardinal Varsity Football. This is Chris Amonitis along with Brian and Brandon White here at Princeton High School, where we are bringing you the final preseason game between the Coleraine Cardinals and the Princeton Vikings. It is exciting to be here. Brian, I am super thrilled to be starting the 2017 season. These guys are showing me this new technology, and we're very excited to have you, our loyal listeners and viewers, watching us via YouTube. Trying something new this year. For those of you who have certainly watched and seen us in the past, we used a technology called the Cube. Not a bad technology, however, we found that it didn't give us necessarily the consistent performance we are looking for. So in an effort, never-ending effort, to try and constantly better our product for the least possible amount of money, we're going to try and broadcast our games this year via YouTube. Now, as you know, normally during any Ohio High School Athletic Association football contest, we cannot show you live video of the game. However, this is not an OSHA-sanctioned event. This is basically a glorified practice between these two schools who will not see each other during the regular season. So thanks for tuning in. We're excited for upcoming year of 2017 football here at Coleraine. It's going to be real interesting. We'll talk about some of the new faces we're going to see this year, as well as some of the old returnees from 2016. So, Brian, Brandon.
So we can't give you live video feed, unfortunately, since it is a glorified practice here in the scrimmage. There are no rosters available for either team. So we're just going to be guessing by body shapes for the Coleraine Cardinals. And we're going to have no idea except numbers for the Princeton Vikings.
Well, at least the Princeton Vikings all look like they have their regular game jerseys on, so they all have different numbers. There's, I believe on the field right now, there are 3 number 7s, which I'm guessing half of them are probably Boldens, and the other 2/3 are also Boldens.
I don't know that math works out, but we'll go with it.
The Vikings will be in all gray. They do not have any Viking horns on their helmet yet. The Cardinals will be in a mixture of red and white. They, too, do not have the decals yet on their helmet.
So as you can see, we are at Pat Mancuso Field here at Princeton Viking Stadium on the campus, the beautiful new athletic campus of Princeton High School. It's been a few years since we've been here, and they've really done it up right out here in Princeton. So we're getting ready to go underway here. The kick is off. It's a low-line drive. It's going to go out of bounds. Penalty flag thrown, and the Cardinals will start off their first drive from the 35-yard line.
Legal procedure to start for the Princeton Vikings.
Now we have to assume, Brian, kind of
We're
jump in
doing
the
a
broadcast
lot
here.
of yeah.
This is probably going to be I'm guessing a full-on game-like situation. I mean, it was like that for the Moeller scrimmage last week, right?
Surprisingly, they did do that last week. Now, normally we see a 10-play and then they switch in 10 plays, but we've got the play clock going. They're simulating games. They probably won't return kicks or special, punts, but offense and defense are going to go live, and here we go. The center leading this Coleraine offense.
So you can see there the Cardinals in there all again. They're in their practice unit, so we can talk about the names that we know we're going to see in the backfield and along the offense.
Talk about all whites. You see Eric Phillips there in the lone red jersey. He's going to play a lot 2 ways this year for the Cardinals.
So Gunner under center, fakes the handoff, keeps himself, runs around right end, and he's met. It's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play. So good opening start to this scrimmage. Nice safe play.
He just straight out of the eye, just the read option, pulls it out of the fullback's belly, keeps it himself. Good close by the middle linebacker there for the Princeton Vikings, but we're going to get 5 yards on that carry.
35 to the 40.
So Gunner, of course, returning starter from last year's team. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. See what he does in the quarterback out of the I formation. Hands it off.
Deontay Smith-Moore, the backup quarterback last year, will be stepping up at the fullback position. He gets his first carry tonight, and he's held for a 1-yard gain.
If that name sounds familiar, older brother played fullback a couple of years ago. Younger brother, we saw him a little bit at quarterback when Gunner got banged up. Not as thickly built as his brother, but somewhat taller. Gives you a little bit more dynamics in the backfield. He's a good pass catcher and a little more elusive on his feet. So 3rd down and 3.
Man in motion. Speed pitch off number 1 again. He's going to have enough for the first down. He's out into the open. Is he going to make a miss? He is. Oh, the last guy got his foot around his ankle. I'm not sure who that is. Probably JJ?
That is Sincere
Or is that Sincere Jones?
Taking the quick pitch to the outside, cutting it back inside of the blocker there. And you just saw Eric Phillips just goes to block his man, and Sincere reads it one way or the other, forces it back inside, makes a man miss in the secondary, and gets it deep. into Viking territory.
Yeah, the depth at running back is going to give Coleraine a lot of weapons. A lot of people thought they'd see Sincere because he's the larger of the running backs we have at fullback, but as you saw right there, very elusive on his feet.
So here we go now, 1st down and 10. Drops back to pass. Does Gunner. He's got some room. He's looking. He's not panicking. It's a scrimmage, so here we go. We got an outlet. Tossed out to 0-0. He's got it up to the 30. Inside the 30. Still on his feet. All the way down. He's going to pick up enough for the 1st down. Huge catch and play for 0-0, whatever that is.
0, I believe, is J.J. Davis, and they're having the benefit of having the coaching staff right there next to us. Gunner missed, who should have thrown to open.
Tight end released right down the middle of the field. And might have ran a little tight of a route. Kind of two receivers were both open, but they're right next to each other.
But because of it, we see the dynamic playmaking there of Gunner Leinendecker staying on his feet, looking downfield, and then finding an outlet there.
Yeah, he struggled all last year with injuries. Hurt his ankle early in the season, and we never saw Gunner at 100%.
So here we go.
Get outside.
One's got it, stays on his feet. Sincere Jones is going to pick up at least 4 yards on the play.
That ball popped out of there in the pile. It depends if they're going to stop his momentum before the ball came out. Referees are deciding. They're looking at the pile like they're going to make a decision. But he was reaching for extra yardage, trying to lean over the pile, and I believe that ball did pop out, and they are signaling Princeton ball. Fumble taken on the 18-yard line.
Well, that's a frustrating end to that opening drive for the Cardinals.
So we get this first look at the Cardinal defense. We do know one thing tonight. Daniel Bolin is not going to play tonight. They're giving the senior captain a night off here.
Now, Daniel, he's got a couple of different offers. He has not accepted or made any verbal agreements anywhere, has he?
That is correct.
Okay. I know he's got a standing offer from UC and a couple of MAC schools, but I wasn't 100% sure.
We'll know a couple names on the defense. We'll know Eric Phillips, who's playing both ways. We know Ivan Pace on the other outside linebacker. We know Luke Bolden will be on the inside, and Javon Hicks will be on one of the corners.
So let's take a look at this new Cardinal defense this year. Gone are a lot of the experienced names that you're used to hearing. Wow, somebody got their mitts up.
And that is
Eric Phillips.
And that's exactly what
Coach Bolden,
he specifically called out. Hey, I'm going to have Eric Phillips play both ways this year on defense. He said he's got so much length, he can cover so much field. He knocked a couple of passes down in the Moeller scrimmage. First play here against Princeton, he bats it away.
Yeah, Coleraine, not a lot of size there up front. Got to rely on speed and stun. I'm looking at this offensive line for Princeton. They've got some really, really big kids up there.
Again, we will not play Princeton during the regular season, which is why we're taking this opportunity to play them now. There's a handoff right up the middle, and the Coleraine defense, as is always the case, very fast to the ball. Only about a 2-yard pickup on that play, so it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, Luke Bolden, I believe, is wearing 753 there in the interior line, and again, Eric Phillips helps them clean up. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 9 yards.
In that preseason interview, Coach Bolden talked about he's not going to have the biggest guy, going to have the biggest guys up front on the defensive line, not the most vertically
gifted.
Vertically gifted was the word he used, but a lot. He's going to rotate 7 guys, constantly having fresh bodies in there.
So the quarterback, whose name I apologize, I do not know.
Yeah, Colerane's showing a lot of pressure. He's going to change the plays after he sees it.
He's only got 2 seconds on the shot clock. Yep, they're going to have to call timeout. Shot clock, I said it again. Yep. The play clock.
Shot clock violation. It could be 2 free throws by the Coleraine defense.
No, it's a turnover.
The turnover? It's the way that works. So, Brandon, you mentioned it before. Just before earlier this evening, we were very fortunate to get head coach Tom Bolden to come up to the press box here. I think he enjoyed the air conditioning a little bit better than the heat on the field. And we grabbed him for about 20 minutes and did a really nice, concise preseason interview, talked a little bit about the team, a little bit about some alumni and the schedule, and several different topics. So we encourage you right there on our YouTube page, on our channel. See the videos definitely posted now. It's 20 minutes. You can listen to it on your mobile device via the YouTube app or any other internet browser you've got. Really interesting stuff from Coach Tom Bolden on that, so I encourage you to listen to that. Or if you want to watch it, you can do that too.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm in it.
I won't say anything for Coach Bolden, but the other face in that interview is just...
I know. You can't keep your eyes off it. So
3rd down and 8, Princeton Vikings on their own 20-yard line. They've gone 4 wide receivers, one in the backfield, shotgun formation.
And a bunch of substitutions. You got 3 offensive players playing both ways on the field. Not going to be there in time. They spread them out and pick up a 1st down.
It was a good offensive play call by Princeton. Pick up enough for the 1st down.
Bolden said he's not going to be afraid to play players both ways. You saw Sincere Jones, Deontay Smith, Moore, and J.J. Davis playing defense on that play.
J.J. Davis now. Oh, I'm sorry, Sincere Jones coming off the field.
All of them came off, so that'll be your 6 DB look.
So here's the snap as a handoff in the backfield. One cut, tries to pick up a few yards, kind of moves through that line. Is going to pick up 5, maybe 6 on the play. We'll see where they mark it.
Yes, strong run, yards under contact. The Colerain Cardinals hit him with about a 2-yard gain. He found a little bit of a crease and picked up 6.
Now correct me, or correct me if I'm wrong here, but Princeton, they are still, or they have moved back to Division I? Do you know, Brandon?
I have no clue.
Okay, we'll have to figure that one out. So number 6 drops back to pass, throws it deep down the middle of the field. There's nobody there. There's a penalty flag.
A little bit of contact down the field. Wide receiver got tied up with the defensive back. I believe that might be Hicks.
Part of Javon's ability, and of course Javon, a senior and verbally committed to the University of Cincinnati. Head coach Luke Fickle saw him and absolutely fell in love with his body style, his ability to bring down tough catches, and for us, flipped him, as you mentioned earlier, to the other side of the field on defense. And Coach Bolden just loves his height at a DB position and what he can do.
They're calling offensive pass interference. The contact there was initiated by the wide receiver.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clear there on that shot that Hicks was just kind of standing there. And
I believe the receiver didn't know the ball was coming to him and was going to block.
Yeah.
Well, so a call in Colerain's favor.
So it's a 10-yard penalty for the offense of pass interference, and we'll replay second down.
That's got to be one of the rarest calls that you see
in a scrimmage
in any level of football.
Really,
offensive pass interference is not called.
Special shout out also to Jason Helfrich, who's here in the booth with us tonight, man in the camera. Thanks, Jason.
So that'll bring up a second down, and let's call it about 17.
Yeah, no operating, no scoreboard operation time other than the clock. So no score here in the first quarter. Colerain on defense. Offense did their job, but they gave it up deep in territory. One man got wrapped up here in the backfield and taken down for yet another loss.
And a really great play there by Eric Phillips, not letting the play get outside of him. Wrapping up, he doesn't finish off the play, but holds it up long enough to allow the defense to finish the play.
Yeah, that's where his length comes into it. He covers a lot of ground vertically, but get that wingspan. He's not going to stop anybody with an arm tackle, but slows him down long enough for the fast pursuit of the other defensive players. So 3rd down and 20.
Snap is back as it passed across the middle, and it is almost picked off in and out of the hands of somebody, number 20 or 99.
That was not a good play there by the Princeton quarterback. He chose who he was going to right away. The safety read it, and it was basically the closest receiver there was the safety for the Colerain Cardinals.
Yeah, that was just everybody go long. I'm going to throw it up and somebody get it. I don't think he was even throwing to a specific person. He just threw it as far as he could. Luckily, he threw it over the defender's head, too.
Javon Hicks back to return. Now, we saw last week when the Cardinals scrimmage Moeller, Ivan Pace blocked nearly every Moeller punt, but he didn't actually block him. He kind of just, okay, I can't block it, but I'm going to let you punt the ball away.
Man, I don't think it's going to do anything. That's a nice kick.
It's a really nice punt.
Good catch by Javon. He's going to collect it right around the 30, and they're going to mark it off at the 33-yard line. So that's where Colerain's offense for the second time tonight will take over. Real quickly, Jason confirmed that Princeton has moved back to Division I, so they will be competing for a playoff spot along with the likes of ourselves and every other team in the GMC.
One of 2 new teams to Region 4.
And the other one is?
The West Claremont Wolves, the combination of
Did you see the number of players that came out? I saw an article on them. They had over 130 kids come out.
145 kids on the
roster. For what? I don't know, because you wouldn't let me finish, but
for football.
The combination of Amelia and Glen Estee are now one school, and they'll be the...
Glamelia?
There's Gunner, takes the ball, hands it off, I think.
He did.
Okay.
Princeton did a good job of getting into the mesh. Got a lot of penetration up the middle. He does give the ball. I believe that was to Smith Moore. He's going to pick up 3 on the play.
Javon Hicks checks in for the first time on offense.
So much of this offense is absolutely predicated on timing and familiarity, and it takes a while to get there. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, they're not going to have a whole lot of break-in time once they get into the season. Sutter step, Gunner takes it, fakes the handoff, keeps himself running around and tries to stiff arm one defender. he's going to pick up more positive yards, about 2 more, out to the 40-yard line where it'll be 3rd down. Of course, Coleraine opens up next Friday on the road, right down the street at our friends, the LaSalle Lancers, in the 20th annual Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown. Of course, those games originally scheduled to be played on Friday night, of course, but at the University of Cincinnati at Nippert Stadium. But due to some well-publicized rules that have been recently discovered in regards to the NCAA allowing high school games on their campus, UC said thank you, but no, we can't do it. Gunnar drops back, looks the pass, can't find anything. Ball is thrown and dropped.
Yeah, he looked to the flat. I believe that was J.J. Davis, and tried to look off the defender. He followed Hicks down. Davis wide open there in the flat, and he hit him.
Yeah,
and he dropped it.
It was a double play fake there. They wanted to pump, fake the flat, and then go over top to Hicks. Princeton didn't bite on the over top to Hicks, so the open flat receiver was there, but he just dropped the ball.
So back in the punt formation is the Coleraine Cardinals. Is that Gunner?
No, that's Nick Ponting, and we saw this thing in the Moeller scrimmage. They're going to do this little rugby-style kicking, and it was very effective against Moeller. And the fact that it let the defense get down there almost instantaneously, being able to tackle the return man, taking lots of time before it kicks it.
Well, and you don't need a big leg for that. I mean, that you most of the time it gets down there and it's unreturnable. So.
And a couple of times we've seen it, and most of the time your punter is 10, 12 yards back. He's almost punting it 1-2 yards behind the line of scrimmage because he's getting that running start on the wing.
So Coleraine stopped on their second possession, 3 and out, 5:22 left in this first quarter. Princeton's going to take the ball over at their own, 31-yard line. Nope, 26-yard line.
26-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Vikings. This defense, again, having more time they can get on the field here early. You hate to, it's kind of scrimmage. Doesn't mean anything, but the time on the field is just critical for them to continue to gel and get the experience. As Coach Bolden told, talented, but inexperienced. So there's a run right up the middle. That's kind of where that size hurts you a little bit.
That's also a spot where if Dan Bolden was in that play, he might have taken
his head off?
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah, simple dive up the middle, picks up 3.
Yeah, that's a big deal when you don't have someone of Dan Bolden's experience. And
well, and just looking at this size matchup here.
Well,
Colerane's right in against this left tackle, 50 against 50. There's got to be at least 35 pounds and about 6 inches difference.
Now, judging by the build and the kind of the way his gait, his walking gait, I'm going to guess his backup right now there is the freshman Bolden. So there is another one in the pipeline.
Well, I know Ethan Stout, Coleraine underclassman, saw a little bit of time at linebacker and at defensive line. So
he was in that play on defensive line. He loses his helmet.
A good pursuit by the Coleraine defense there, only giving up 2 yards on the play, so it'll be 3rd down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3rd and 5. So let's see if the defense can. There's only been, I think, 2 third downs converted tonight.
Yeah, and last time they spread them out and a little quarterback draw. Quarterback's pretty elusive.
Always kind of been kind of if there's a crack in the 50 defense, it's that, right? I mean, it's kind of an island defense, and if you can spread everybody out and find somebody that can move.
Well, it sets up so much one-on-one coverage. If you got the man to cover it, you got it. But if you
there's a flag.
Nice read.
And that was the penalty flag is going to be Princeton went to set up, and they realized that he was short on time, so the man in motion never came to a set, so it would be an illegal motion on the Princeton Vikings.
Is that pre-snap?
Which I think, I would have stopped it if it was pre-snap, so they'll just decline it on the incomplete pass.
Yeah, whoever it was, there's a smaller defensive back over there that read the little out pattern. Got there the same time the ball did and broke it up. It was good defense. Talked with Coach Bolden. They're still trying to figure out who's playing defensive back. There's a couple underclassmen fighting for that last cornerback spot.
Yeah, he talked about Javon Hicks is now corner. He was playing safety earlier. He's got a sophomore and a freshman battling on one spot, and he's got Ivan Pace's little brother, Deshaun Pace. Was it Deshaun Pace? I know it's a Pace.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Might have been
But he said his little brother, a sophomore of Ivan Pace's little brother, is now the starting safety.
There certainly are a number of seniors on this team, but there are a lot more juniors and sophomores. So there's the punt, and it's going to drop right inside the 40, bounce all the way down past the 30,
Yeah,
all the way down past the 20.
Princeton roll.
And look at that, down inside the 15. Tremendous punt for the Princeton Vikings.
65-yard kick.
Well, that's exactly how you want to kick it during the regular season. I hope he's got more of those in his leg. I'm sure he does.
Yeah, no rush on that, so you don't know how you do, but that's 2 kicks he's had. Normally special teams, you're trying to find that guy through the depth of your team that can kick the ball. Not every team finds one. Princeton looks like they've got a good one. So they're going to set up Colerain on their first down on their third possession. Still no score. 3:22 left to play in this first quarter. Colerain takes the ball at their own 9-yard line.
A healthy Princeton is a sign for a healthy GMC. So always wish Princeton well.
14-yard line.
So first down and 10 for Colerain, all the way back at their 14-yard line. Snap is back, fakes the handoff, keeps himself, does Gunner. He makes a few tackles miss, and he gets up enough, I think, very close to a first down. Maybe 9 yards on that play.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting what the approach the coach is going to take here. We know Gunner can throw the ball. We know what they want to open up the offense, but you want to stay, really work on the fundamentals of this option early. So Colerain kind of struggling, turned the ball over in their first possession on a fumble, and then went 3 and out. Interesting what kind of strategy they got for the play calling as this game progresses.
At some point, they're going to go 9 wide.
Swinging gate.
I imagine they're going to do exactly what you just suggested, Brian. They're going to do a lot of fundamental triple option type stuff. There was a short yardage play, which it did exactly what it was intended to do, and it picked up the first down on a gain of 4 yards. So all the way out to about the 27-yard line.
And then Coach Bowen's going to go play action over the top to Javon Hicks on this play.
I don't think so. I think if there's anything we know about Coach Bolden, it's that he does not like to throw deep in his own
I only
territory.
say that just because you said that now that they've just done what they did.
Yeah. So we are a 3 wide receiver wide. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion. Number 20. Takes the ball, fakes the handoff, keeps himself, does Gunner. He's met, but again, he's going to pick up positive yards. This is where that 200-pound frame of his and that speed comes into play. Going to pick up about 3 yards. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We did post on our website, wearecolerain.com, an article with, of course, a link and embedded video, and I did put in that article, and Brandon, I'm not sure that you saw it, but we encourage anyone who's watching or listening to give us feedback on the broadcast, not necessarily on the quality of the announcers, but on the quality of the technical broadcast. If it works better, if it's got a good, clean feed, there's a pitch back, makes one man miss, picks up more positive yards on the play. We ask you to email Brandon at wearecolerain.com. That's BRANDON, Brandon at wearecolerain.com. It looks good, it looks bad, it's slow, it cuts in, it cuts out, audio is not good. Any kind of feedback you can give, we'd really appreciate it.
Or you can live chat us on YouTube directly. And E. Himanitis tells us a nice job.
And to answer your question, yes, Chris will be here all year.
I love you, Brian.
I know. Welcome to the new season, Chris. 3rd and 4 for the Colerain Cardinals out of the shotgun formation.
Snap is back on a quick pitch out to number 28. One man to beat. He beats him. There's a good block on the side. Dances and jukes his way to a first down. Good run for number 20.
With a person whose name we do not know.
Yeah. Well, we know it's not Sincere, and don't think it's JJ. Was that Deontay?
Deontay's wearing 6.
Oh,
so
he's wearing
20's,
6? Okay.
20's a new man to the backfield.
Okay.
That could be Billy Cromwell.
Could be.
That was a name mentioned.
He had some nice moves on the sideline there.
Billy Cromwell, I believe, played a little bit of wide. That was from the wide receiver position, though.
Yep, that could be that young man. Can't tell. We don't have a roster.
Got a couple of big guys on the offensive line. Talk a little bit about what you've seen there, Brian, so far.
There's some big guys on the offensive line.
That's some invaluable.
No, we saw him last year, and he's even bigger. That Rusty Faith.
Is he 65?
65.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the old, for those of you back, Tony Thompson.
Tony Thompson. I remember Tony.
What
were you going to say there, Brandon? What year?
Just a junior.
Just a junior. 2 more full years of Rusty Fats. He's already getting some looks. 20 goes back into motion. Gunner drops back to pass. He throws it up in the air, and it is
pass interference.
Definitely going to be pass interference on that.
Yeah, underthrows in here went post wheel on that, and the wheel was just a little bit late getting there. Floated, let the defender catch up to the ball, but didn't get his head turned, made contact. you know what? That just keeps the safeties, even if you don't complete those, you get the yardage, but it keeps the safeties on check there. They can't really sneak up to stop the run.
So 15-yard penalty, pass interference, first down, Cardinals into Viking territory. It'll be interesting to see if we get another playoff before the end of the first quarter.
I know we got another recognizable name at playing center this year. We had Lex Aaron Schwender several years ago. This is his younger brother. They call him Ace Aaron Schwender.
Ace Aaron Schwender. And I believe is it his dad that's now helping to coach? Is coaching?
His dad coached in the little card system for years.
Mm-hmm. Coleraine football is Coleraine family. Gunnar drives back, looks at pass, run, throws it, nice pass, caught, made a man miss. Actually, number 16 wrapped him up.
And
almost got enough for the first down, though.
And this is the play we saw on third down that dropped earlier. This time, though, the fake is the Hicks in the flat. Go up top not there. Linebacker checks back down to Hicks, makes a couple men miss, and gets 9 yards.
So would you describe that as a passing option?
Wouldn't be surprised if one of those are in this where they have that read option with the chance to throw at some point in the season. We saw Fairfield try to run it last year, but their quarterback just didn't have the running ability to do it.
Runs that there, and they got the options in the routes, but it looked like if that guy doesn't drop, if he drops to get the short receiver out there, Gunnar could just take it and run at that point. So good decision making, right?
Second down and short. They're up in the defense, but look at the outside run here. J.J. Davis has got it. Good tackling by Princeton to stop him, but not before he picks up plenty for the first down.
Nearly 10 yards and a first down. I'll tell you what, I don't know who number 2 is, but he had a fantastic block there, cracking down and seeing on the outside.
I believe it's one of the underclassmen. I want to say first name Ryan, and I'm testing it was a quarterback, defensive back, as a freshman. Might be a junior this year.
You have no idea. At the end of one quarter of play, here, it's 0-0.
We could ask the coaches right next door.
Well, they're working, Chris. It's the middle of a quarter. They're trying to strategize.
Get you. Knock on the window. Get T-Rod in now. Who's number 2? No. No, there's... Yeah, the other one. Defense.
Offense.
I'm sorry, offense.
For those of you at home who can still hear Chris trying to cover up his microphone.
All right.
We're yelling it through the windows up here in the booth, the coaching staff, and they're trying.
Could they hear me? I didn't think they could hear me.
Yeah, we could hear you.
Where's the production guy? Turn my mic off.
It's a soundproof window.
Hold on one second.
We're having communications between the two. We have no rosters, but the coaches are trying to coach it up.
Okay. We have a name, Josh Huber.
That's what I said, Ryan Josh Huber.
Geez, there we go. Look at that. Thank you. Josh Huber. So that was a lot of work to get that name, but again, we don't have rosters with numbers, so we want to give the kids credit for when they do something good. And if we have to go right to the coaching staff to do it, we'll do it.
Sometimes I wish we had that extra camera in the. Well, I don't want the camera in the booth because they'd see what we look like.
What a hot mess this is.
Yeah, a hot mess. But I would like the coach cam from the coach's booth.
Not the coach microphone because that.
No,
video only.
We've had issues with that before, with some schools' glass just isn't thick enough.
Yep. Oh, look at this. Lonzo Ball made it to the game. How about that?
That's just a kid in his jersey, Chris.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh. I was going to say it. Didn't think this would be something he'd make time for. Too busy being a baller.
So the Coleraine offense back onto the field. Start this second quarter. It'll be first down at the Princeton, what are they at, 22-yard line, 23-yard line?
I don't know. They do have the two-tone field, which I do like. You notice, it's funny, right? We got that back in 2004.
I'm still undecided. I don't know if I liked it when we hit it, and I still don't know.
We were one of the very first high schools to go to the two-tone green fields, and once we replaced ours a few years ago, we went to the all-green. But it seems like every field turf that's going in now is this two-tone green.
Eastern Washington still has the best field.
Boise State. Oh, Eastern Washington, the red one?
It's the blood red.
That is horrific. Could you imagine staring at that for 3 hours doing a game?
I could.
Good Lord.
Done it before. I'm actually think that now that I think Boise State actually has a patent for anyone new can't actually put a different color than green.
Gunnar drops back to pass, looks, doesn't see what he likes, runs around the end. He's got some moves. He's going to have enough for the first down. Hits a guy, carries him 4 yards all the way down inside the 5-yard line. So Again, when we talk about the important characteristics of a quarterback, and you talk about it all the time, Brian, is you have to be decisive with your play. And on that play, it looked like Gunnar was looking for something specific. It wasn't there, didn't hesitate, and took off.
He's got a year of growth here. He started last year, but as I said, he was in and out all season with injuries. He's had all summer to work, and exclusively just him, just kind of running, just repetition, play after play. So another year under his belt, another year of confidence.
So there's that number 2, Josh Huber, split out wide, but there's the handoff right up the middle, and it was enough, I think, to get into the end zone. Did they get it?
Yeah, he's still running.
He's still running? Oh, that's why I didn't see it.
He ran to the play will not count. Cardinals were not set.
I didn't see the touchdown.
Yeah,
they don't have to mark it back.
It was a simple handoff to the fullback, and I believe that is Ivan Pace in there playing a little bit of fullback. Ran it in easy from the 5-yard line, but they called that back, a little procedure penalty, brought it back to the 10.
Yeah, Luke Bolden and Ivan Pace, along with Eric Phillips, your defenders now in and playing offense here. And Coach Bolden talked about it in goal line situations, short yardage situations. You would see Ivan Pace come in as a fullback.
Well, we've seen that time and time again, where they bring 2 linebackers, play a little bit of fullback.
Go man in motion. There's the handoff one more time. Taken down inside the 5-yard line. Still on his feet. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals!
Power. Ivan Pace, Jr., the defensive line or the linebackers come. Just shows you just carrying tacklers there. That's what they call running angry.
That's when you have a guy who has more athletic ability than anyone else on the field.
Was he a state qualifier as a freshman in the wrestling ring?
Wasn't a state qualifier.
Was he a state qualifier? I thought he was.
He was a regional qualifier.
Regional qualifier. All right.
Still,
it's still
as a freshman.
On the varsity level.
On the varsity level. Impressive. Ivan Pace Jr., no question, is going to be a name that a lot of people don't know about, as the extra point is kicking up and good. We'll be talking certainly about special teams here as we go throughout the early part of the season. But Ivan Pace is a name that is not getting a lot of attention locally, like from the media and even within the conference, simply because he's a junior. And there's still, I think, a lot, to be said and for him to really show what he's capable of. But I think by the end of this year, people are going to know who Ivan Pace Jr. is.
If people didn't see that last playoff game against that blue team.
Oh, goodness gracious.
What, he had five sacks?
At least 5 sacks. I thought he had 6 is where he finished. Maybe 7. But
I mean, that game came down to 2 things. Either St. X throws the ball and Ivan Pace gets a sack, or they run the ball at the quarterback and then they get positive yardage. Basically, they figured out we'll just run Sean Clifford rather than try to drop back and pass.
Yeah, Ivan Pace was eating the blue team's offensive line lunch for that game. He was he's just so fast. And again, he was a sophomore, last year. He's a junior this year. He's going to get
next year. He will be a senior.
Well, and after that, he will be a freshman again if he goes to college, or he'll just be graduated.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, Coleraine puts the first score on the board with the extra point. They're now up 7-0 early here in the second quarter. Took a little while to get the offense moving, but they found a little rhythm there in that series and punched it in for 6.
Just so you guys know, little extra stats we get to put with Google Analytics using YouTube. There's now 13 people watching.
There are 13 people watching a scrimmage. That's fantastic. For the 13 of you spending your Friday night, wherever you are and whatever you may be doing, watching us, we really do appreciate it. And since apparently we have a chat feature, there's a chat feature. Is that how that works?
Yep. So
they can just chime in and say, hey, thanks for doing the broadcast. We know the game doesn't mean anything, but it's awesome to see.
Yeah.
Now, are 7 of them your children, Chris?
I don't have 7. At least now that I can claim all my taxes.
Or do you claim 7 on your taxes? Is the other way around.
Nope. Big Brother's listening. Yeah. And the kickoff.
Or my wife. The other. There's the kickoff. It's nice, and it's just out of bounds. Couldn't have gone out, but maybe at the 1 or the 2 yard line. So tried to put that down there in the coffin corner and couldn't quite get it inside the end zone.
And there is a penalty after the play, number 33 from Princeton.
Yeah, he's getting a little talking to on the sideline, isn't he?
Yeah.
He blows somebody up?
Ball's out of bounds. Coleraine defender had his back turned and was walking away and took a shot right to the back.
That's just dumb.
Yes, it was.
I mean, it's not smart if that's what you're saying.
6 of one, half dozen the other.
Caught an earful from the coach, but still does not believe he was wrong. He's just,
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So as a result,
it will be first down.
Probably back to the 20s as they place the ball on a 35 and then a 15-yard personal foul.
Yep,
it'll be first. Well, we do know for sure it'll be first down Princeton.
Yep.
Unless they re-kick. Can they re-kick? Is there an option? But since they're not returning the ball, what does it matter? Just
Yeah.
give them the ball as 20 go.
Yeah, it's a scrimmage. It is a scrimmage.
But it's a scrimmage for the referees also.
We'll try to figure that out. I think Coach Bolden and Coach Daniels here are just trying to yell across the field to figure what's going on exactly. This is the first year at Princeton High School for former Princeton star Mike Daniels. He also spent some time at the University of Cincinnati. Mike Daniels was the quarterback for the last time the Princeton Vikings shared a GMC title. They did not win it under Mike Daniels. They did share it 1 year.
I actually was in the stands and watched him play. It was amazing to see one person dominate an entire field like he did. I mean, he stood out like
Are you talking about the playoff game versus X?
Oh no, it was a Coleraine game here.
No, it was there. But it was also there was 2003, the year they shared the title with Coleraine. It was a doubleheader at Paul Brown. It was a recently opened Paul Brown. Coleraine, St. X played Princeton, led by Mike Daniels at quarterback, followed by the elder Coleraine game.
Was it 2001?
With Coleraine led by Sean Jones?
No, that's
Yeah, it was 2000.
but there was another time in 2003.
Oh, okay. I think we just concluded that Mike Daniels played 6 years at Princeton. He did in that game versus X. I think they lost 6-0 in that game.
Yeah.
He was the one man. Without him, Princeton probably.
That's the doubleheader that was the record attendance
Yeah.
at Paul Brown until the Bengals actually sold a game out.
And
I guess I'm not sure what the play call was. But they marked the ball to the 35 on that, but they
Put it at the 25, whatever. We'll start.
whatever it was. First down, Princeton Vikings.
so snap is back. Here's the throw out to the flat, caught by number 13. He takes it up to the 30 where he's met and then pushed out of bounds. Good tackling. Going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
And the Vikings go after the youngster on the corner there. We don't know a name, but we know he's either a freshman or sophomore.
Number 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Not a great sign. Made the big hit earlier in the game, but with his size, he's going to have issues getting off the block.
Yeah, they got
him on his quick out.
Is he on this number 89 on the edge? Good grief.
Hey.
Well, you can just disrupt the play. In the shotgun. There's a handoff right up the middle. The Coleraine defense is there and plugs it up. Nothing there. So that's a good stop by the interior of that Coleraine defensive line.
53 or 52, 7, and 53.
52, 53.
And 7 on the tackle.
Yep.
And
We do not have rosters. We apologize ahead of time, but
the only thing we know is that there's at least one Bolden out there. There's a Javon Hicks, there's an Ivan Pace, and there's an Eric Phillips.
Is Javon 0 on the far side?
That is correct,
Okay.
sir.
Now, of course, at least last year he was number 2. I think he'll be number 2 again this year. There's the snap back. It's a handoff again right over the middle. And good pursuit once again by the Coleraine defense.
He needed to get to the 40 and a half. He did not get to the 40.
So it'll be 4th down. Presumably they'll punt.
that's 53 again in the backfield, disrupting from the defensive end. Not a lot of size again. Not a lot of height there.
No.
But he beat his man off the ball, hit him in the backfield. So it's a 4th down and 1. Princeton's thinking about going for it.
It looks like they're going for it.
Well, it's preseason. Can't hold nothing back.
I'm not sure that's the thing, but
Wait,
why not?
my Bob Euchre.
So here they're going to go for it on 4th and short. Still in the shotgun. Oh, that's interesting.
Now they're not going for it.
Looked like someone may have...
Well, 57 was going for it there. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
So, offsides by the right guard, 57 for the Princeton Vikings. Going to take 5 yards on that play. He's going to bring up a 4th down and 6 and bring on the punt team.
So we talked a little bit about Mike Daniels earlier. I remember watching him, here on this field when he was with Princeton, and we had some very good defenses, obviously, in those years, and he'd come out on the field and he would just, between the spinning and the juking, I mean, he could get 15, 20 yards out of what should have been a tackle in the backfield. He was just very impressive. Snap is back, and there goes the punt. It's a high punt, not very far. Going to come down at about the 45 and get a huge Princeton kick all the way back down inside the 30, down to the 25, and that's where it will stop and where Coleraine will take over. 1st and 10, up 7-0 in the final preseason scrimmage of the year for these Coleraine Cardinals. Last Saturday, they played a scrimmage versus Moeller, and by all accounts, looked pretty good. Right? I was not there. Gentlemen,
coaches
your
told
thoughts?
us they were more than ecstatic with the performance. They didn't know what to expect. Didn't know what to prepare. They didn't play their best, but a lot of guys in the position battles were impressive and played up or exceeding expectations.
So, good scrimmage last week against Moeller. Always a very spirited scrimmage, obviously, whenever you play a GCL school, which we certainly have with Moeller in the past. And up 7-0 here on Princeton early. So here we go. Now 4 wide. Gunner in the shotgun. Snap is back. Looks a pass. Throws it out immediately, and it's dropped.
That's 2 little swing passes. I believe that was to 20 again. And it just hit him right in the hands and drops.
That was Sincere Jones that dropped that pass.
He had blocking, yeah. He comes from the slot. He had 2 wide receivers to the outside who were blocking down, and it was a simple swing pattern. No pressure on him. Just kind of took his eyes up, looked downfield before he caught the ball.
So 8:20 to go here in this second quarter. First half total, 7-0. Gunner drops back, fakes the handoff, keeps himself, sees a hole. He's going to be still on his feet, gets out of the tackles. He's got plenty for the first down. He's at midfield. He's all the way down to the 45-yard line.
He pulls up limping. Pulls up limping. Don't like to see that. He runs through the tackle, but as he broke that tackle, just that extra pull, you just saw him kind of grab the back of his leg. Noticeable limp. He's going to pull himself out of the game.
Well, he didn't fall down, and he is running off the field. So hopefully it's nothing too tragic. Although I tell you, with Gunner, it seems as if you just kind of hold your breath and hope that he's okay.
Sideline warning on the Princeton Vikings was the penalty flag, so the play stands. Deontay Smith-Moore will go into quarterback, and Ivan Pace Jr. back in at fullback.
So now, do you kind of feel like you don't miss a beat when these 2 guys get on the field?
Well, we saw last year, he's a dynamic athlete, and he has a better arm than people expect, but when you bring in Pace, you get even a bigger fullback. So.
And there goes Ivan up through the middle. He's just absolutely trucked 2 defenders, gets all the way down inside the 35-yard line. He's going to be just short of the first down, but great run on first down for Ivan Pace. Boy, I tell you what, he really is dynamic. I mean, he's going to be all over he's going to cause a lot of headaches for a lot of people. If he was a full-time offensive guy, I believe he's one of those guys that defensive coordinators look at it and say, we have to scheme for this guy. Because he does, you said it earlier, play angry.
By size and that, he kind of reminds me of the running back last year from Sycamore, Bonner.
Look at this. There he goes. Ivan Pace takes the handoff on a fullback dive, stays on his feet. He's headed towards the end zone. He dives. Did he make it? They're gonna mark him just
off at
short.
The half yard. He
me?
went airborne from about the 6-yard line, and they're saying he did not make it into the end zone.
He was, I honestly thought, because he had 2 guys wrapped around him about a yard past the line of scrimmage, that he was going to go down. Nope. He blew right through them and took it all the way down to the half-yard line.
Well, he's pointing to the sidelines. He's like, Coach, I'm really tired. I'm playing both ways. Well, who's the third-string fullback? We're about to find out.
Well, this is when you put in your 2 linebackers. Well, wait a minute. He's the linebacker that they put in that big back situation.
Well,
yeah, the jumbo package.
We're about to find out who the third fullback is.
But
I see a 7.
Yeah.
25 is your third-string fullback.
Here we go. Deontay takes it, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals!
Yeah.
Deontay Smith-Moore comes in and leads the offense and replaces Gunnar Leyendecker down into Princeton territory and into the end zone for 6. Extra point pending.
Just put it into the belly of the fullback, pulled it back out, and used him as a lead blocker. Came right in there. Touchdown. 13-0 goal rain. 6 minutes left till halftime.
So here's our new kicker.
Number 42.
I'm guessing he won't be that. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up. It sure looks pretty, and it's good. So 2 for 2 on the night for the young kicker, who's now named just totally escaped me.
Soccer player.
He is. He's a soccer player, and I'm not going to say former because he's not. He's still actively playing on the Coleraine soccer team.
Coach Bolden joked when he ran down during the preseason scrimmage. He's made arrangements with Coach Wiseman, the soccer coach, and basically they have everything scheduled out for him so he can make it down to the appropriate times for football practice and still balance the soccer. He actually came straight from soccer practice to
grabbed a bite to eat with the team, got on the bus, and came here.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what sometimes what you got to do, but you certainly need someone that you can rely on to kick the ball because, as we've seen in the past couple of years, special teams is a critical part of any team's success and so often overlooked.
And again,
Well, there's not a lot of times too that we've shared a player with the soccer team, but some of them have been rather effective. Kevin Walker a couple of years ago, back in the early '80s, Stephanopoulos was a all-city kicker and soccer player.
Hey, when you can get it to work.
Kevin Walker went on to play soccer at the University of South Carolina, is now playing professionally in Australia.
How about that?
Or was playing professionally in Australia. Not in the A-League, he was in the A-League too, but...
I'm sure there are people listening that understand what you're talking about.
The A-League is the Australian league.
What are the odds of the 13 people listening know about 12?
Oh, God, we're down to 12. See, you
we lost somebody. See, you start talking about soccer, we lose.
Well, I think that it was the LaSalle guy trolling us that we lost, so good for him.
Or it could have been one of our guys in the field.
No, he chat in the chat. He let us know.
Well, that was very kind of him. So there's the kickoff, once again headed towards the corner, caught by number 13 inside the 5. Of course, there are no returns in a scrimmage.
I don't believe the soccer player was around for the Moeller scrimmage, was he? Because that's two pretty effective kicks he's had.
Well, no, Coach Bolden has said he really likes the kid because he was really struggling at first, kind of learning how to properly kick football, but he said he's one of those kids who just wants to get better no matter what he's doing.
Right.
And he said he's improved tremendously since they've converted him over. I'd like to take this time to remind everyone you can reach us in the booth at radio@wearecoring.com. And again, you can also reach us in the live chat feature on YouTube. And we'd like to say a special thanks to Dylan Bigner for listening.
All right. Hey, Dylan. Or watching.
So, first down, Princeton Vikings.
Let's see what this defense has got. If they can preserve the shutout here under 5 minutes to go in the opening half. Number 84 is in the backfield. He absolutely swallowed up that running back. I believe that was Mr. Phillips.
That's wingspan right there.
He's
you're not going to turn the corner, and then he put both arms out, and there was no way for the diminutive running back from Princeton to get around him.
When you have a superstar tight end like Eric Phillips had the possibility of becoming, and you wonder why you moved to defense, and then you just say, that's why you moved to defense.
That's why you moved to defense. It is interesting, but, and again, I'm not sitting here to cry about it, but you wonder if he's at a school like a Moeller or an Elder where he can just focus on being one of a tight end. How good could he really be?
Who knows though? Defensive end might be a better position for him.
Well, exactly. So here he comes in off the rush. Bull rushes the offensive lineman, pushes it back. The quarterback keeps it, and he's running. He's speedy, that little dude. He's going to pick up enough for the first down. Runs away from the defenders.
Yeah, that's just loss of contained by the outside linebacker and safety on that side. Just a quarterback scramble, and he shows his speed, but there were two Colerain defenders on that side, and he got around both of them. So where he lost 6-7 yards on the first down, he gets back most of it.
Wow.
And brings up a 3rd down and 2.
Third down and 1, I think, and he didn't get the first down. So that's a mistake on that young quarterback's part. He was there. You got to get that first down.
There's some defenders closing, but you got to know where the sticks are. You're correct.
So now it's 3rd down.
Cardinals continuing to work subs in. They got 2 offensive players working them. J.J. Davis is one of them. I'm not sure the other one is. They're working
play
on
clock.
So this is a real somebody who called timeout, Princeton.
Princeton, yeah. They were trying to get Colerain to jump off sides, and they go, we're going to make the play adjustment after what they saw. They get the play in, but the play clock was running down. They did get the timeout in, so no penalty. 3:22 left till halftime.
It is interesting. You work these guys in, these juniors, like Sincere Jones, J.J. Davis, who are such dynamic players on offense. But it's a whole different ball game to move over to the defensive side of the ball. Brandon, you played not that long ago. It's getting longer every year that we go. But
I did the math. This will be the last class of kids.
Yeah.
That would have been in at least kindergarten when I started.
Oh, the senior class?
Yeah. So my
would have been in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So
wait. So this senior class's mother or father would have been in kindergarten when I played.
So anyway, you obviously played on the offensive line. Did you?
What do you mean obviously?
Well, I think anyone that's followed our broadcast knows that Brandon was an all-star type
that
player.
Was a crack on his size.
No, he's a sleek
individual.
Obviously,
you were.
Did you have an opportunity to play defense?
Yeah, but I was better at offense.
There you go.
So 3rd down and 1, ball at the 29. You need to get to the 30.
I'm without my binocs. So snap is back, hands off around the side. Oh, it's a fake handoff.
Oh,
it's quarterback kept it, and
it's all going to be the spot of the ball. The quarterback's helmet crosses a 30, but it's where they place the ball. Referee jumps right in there.
I don't think he got it.
He's giving him exactly.
You know what?
He needed the 30. He got exactly the 30.
Okay.
It's one of those probably game time situations. You might argue that, Mike.
Well, there's no arguing it. He gave him the 30-yard line. That's I mean, he barely gave him the 30-yard line, but that's all he needed to get.
Well, that's all right. It's a scrimmage. I mean, they didn't need much, but again, it just goes to show, right? I mean, if you're a young quarterback and you lower your helmet a little bit and try and get that extra yard on the second down run, do it. Here comes Phillips once again in, and he goes, oh, the quarterback made a move, and he absolutely lost Phillips in the backfield. Good tackle by number 8 on the play, but not before that quarterback. He's got some real shifty moves in the backfield.
Yeah, Luke Bolden had him dead right after he'd slipped past Eric Phillips. They both miss. Not sure who 8 is. Good size from safety.
Yeah, he came in and made that play. You're right, cleaned up where Phillips and Bolden missed.
He's standing next to Javon Hicks. He's very similar in size. They look both over tall.
Surprising Princeton has not picked up the pace. We're closing in on 2 minutes and a half.
Part of this, I'm sure, comes from, and I don't know, Brandon, maybe you do, but what is Mike Daniels' coaching pedigree? I mean, how much time has he spent coaching, if any?
No idea.
So snap back now, number 6, to his left, looks to pass, tries to find some room, and he gets tackled in the backfield by number 39.
I'm not sure if he was ever looking to pass there.
I don't think so either.
There might have been a play call to maybe pass the ball, but he had never really brought that up in a position to pass.
Yeah, they were struggling to get personnel in, and I don't know if they actually, you're right, Brandon, had a play in mind.
So third down now and about 9 to go. Timeout called.
Rain, I think, is calling the timeout because they want to get this ball back and try to score one more time.
Beautiful night here at Princeton Viking Stadium, Pat Mancuso Field. Always love and enjoy coming out to Princeton.
The best things coming here at Princeton is the press box is air conditioned.
It is.
I'm pretty sure that's why Coach Bolden stayed longer for his preseason interview because it is, in fact, air conditioned.
Yeah, I think that might have been one of the first things he said when he came up here in so many select words that we won't repeat.
Well, we were having some technical difficulties starting, and I think it was, I'm in the air condition. I'll wait.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. We go to the schools, and one of the challenges we've talked about, and we're going to see is the fact that we got to get to schools, and when we get there, we got to make sure that we can use YouTube.
Well, and we're limited by their Wi-Fi signal, so it's always a scramble. And kudos to Brandon and Mike and all the guys who get us hooked up.
Number 6 pass it, drop back to pass, throws it. It is intercepted. Number 20. With an acrobatic interception, takes it back up to midfield, looking for a few blockers. He gets tackled all the way down, though, to the 40-yard line, so Colerain gets it back maybe a little sooner than what they expected.
And you got to like the play there, playing the ball in the air and then winning it off the tip. But Javon Hicks there was very upset at the end of that play because he did not get the chance. He wanted him to follow him down the sidelines, and he never got there to block somebody.
Man on the spot here, Jason Helford's not only manning the camera, also giving me some information here about Mike Daniels in the WCPO.com release. Joins the Vikings after leaving his position as the wide receivers coach at Kennesaw State University. Prior to Kennesaw State, Daniels spent 3 seasons at Statesboro High School in Georgia.
Deontay Smith-Moore.
Under center, drops back, looks to pass, and there are penalties.
Yeah, I think the center, Aaron Schwender, was a little, missed the snap count. Everybody moved but the ball on that one.
At Statesboro, real quickly, at Statesboro High School, he coached linebackers and running backs before being named the offensive coordinator. They had a 3-year record of 28-6 and advanced to the state playoffs each season. So he does certainly have some experience, not necessarily locally around here, but obviously you can imagine coming back to his alma mater, head coach Mike Daniels, very excited to be here at Princeton. So he certainly has got some athletes and football players to work with. Oh, Deontay Smith-Moore drops back to pass, dropped the ball, picked it up, and then he's tackled for a huge loss. So it's going to be second down and about 22 when it's all said and done.
And there was no pressure. He just dropped the ball.
It was a shotgun snap, and he never got the handle on it. It fell down to his thighs. Then when he picked it up again and cocked it back to throw it, he dropped it a second time. It is a little bit humid out here. Don't know how slippery the ball would be, but
that's just he just took his eye off of the ball. And again, he probably didn't come into this game thinking he was going to be getting snaps at quarterback, or maybe he did.
1 minute to play in the half.
Yeah, second down and 22 now. 2 negative plays here for the Cardinals on offense. Having trouble with the ball again. Deontay throws it, and it is over the head of the intended target, Javon Hicks. It'll be 3rd down and 22. Clock does stop with 45.8 seconds left.
Yeah, forced to throw that a little bit early. It was a little timing around, about 15-yard out. Number 45, defensive end. Good size from the Princeton Vikings. Really a big hit on the quarterback.
And if you're the Cardinals, do you do something really stupid here?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Right? Javon was open on that play, so he just missed him.
I'm saying like triple reverse.
Option to pass at any time.
Fumble Ruski.
No, that's...
How about a little hook and ladder?
Hand it off to Rusty Feth, who runs the lineman option with Aaron Swender and Tosh Roberts on the offensive line.
Don't think that's going to happen. Just got a feeling. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Deontay drops back, throws it out to number 00, who stops, makes a man miss, stays on his feet. He's going to pick up 7 yards, but unfortunately gets tackled from behind, right at about the 42-yard line, maybe the 41. Not enough for the first down, so it'll be 4th down, although, with 30 seconds left, maybe they run.
No, they're good. Yeah, they're not punting it, not on what's in their own 40.
Sure, they run one more play, see what they can do with it.
And then Deontay takes the ball
20 seconds?
dunks it.
Maybe they're not running
They're not
another play.
gonna run another
All right. Well, that's a shame. Would like to have seen them maybe run up and get one more
Well,
play.
he's standing next to the referee. He's going to wait until 1 second left, call a timeout, and then Hail Mary?
Possibly, yep. I think exactly is what's going to happen.
I'm a genius.
Now, here's the thing. Or is he he's going to let his kicker try a really long field goal, 60-plus yard field goal.
59-yarder. Well, you could. Again, it's a practice, right?
See, what'll be interesting here is I don't know if Deontay Smith has quite the arm to make it to the end zone. If the third-string quarterback maybe has a better arm, if he comes in to throw the Hail Mary, or what here?
Anything's possible. For those of you listening, we absolutely will be here to do the second half as well. Until our online viewers, who we can actually see now, drop to 0, and then maybe we can call it a night. But
no, we're up to 15.
Holy moly!
Somebody called 2 friends.
There you go. Well, that's awesome, and we can't thank you enough for joining. We are ColerainCom's preseason presentation of Colerain Cardinal football.
A former Cardinal football player, Dylan Bigner, is still there. So,
God bless you, Dylan.
I believe he is one of the triplets.
As I say, that's probably what it is. He called his brothers.
Probably. Well, he could ask him. He's on chat. This is an unprecedented level of interaction and communication we can have with our audience.
And if you'd like to stay tuned for the second half, I'll be giving out Chris's phone number. You can call him directly.
Actually, Dylan's response was just, triplet.
It's preseason for us, too. We're just, we didn't think really anybody would be listening. We're just kind of testing equipment, so we appreciate everything you guys are listening there. And Todd gets beat off the corner. That's a fumble.
Uh-oh.
Ball still loose.
Still loose.
Uh-oh.
Still loose.
Still loose.
Uh-oh.
Still loose.
The Cardinals just gained 9 yards.
Did they pick up on it?
No.
Clock runs out for the end of the half.
And with that, the Colerain Cardinals and the Princeton Vikings go to halftime of this final preseason scrimmage, with Colerain leading 14-0. So we're going to take a break here. We'll silence the audio. We'll leave our camera pointed towards midfield, but we will be back in roughly 10 minutes for second half action. You are listening to WeAreColerain.com radio.
Or whenever they come directly back.
Welcome back to WeAreColeraine.com's presentation of Coleraine Cardinal Varsity Football. This is Chris Amonitis along with Brian Wyatt, Brandon Wyatt, and Jason Helfrich here in the booth at Princeton High School, where the Coleraine Cardinals are playing their second and final preseason game of the year, unlike the pros who play 4 and charge ridiculous prices for tickets.
Or the college where they don't have any, except the SEC when they play the 1AA schools.
That's true. Getting ready to kick off the second half here, and we've heard some rumblings that the varsity probably are only going to get one series before we move into JV and possibly even freshman time. There is the kick. It is up and caught inside the 10-yard line, and again, there is no return, so Princeton will take it right there. And
we apologize for that white noise in the background. My father easily amused at listening to himself live streaming.
Again, we're trying out YouTube for the first time, so to speak, with full-on video and audio this year. If all goes well, which seemingly to this point, gentlemen, I think you would agree, things have gone well. We've got our live chat feature, which is, again, history. You had to actually send us an email at radio@wearecoleraine.com. Don't have to do that anymore on the YouTube app. And I want to point that out. You've got to be on the YouTube app, not in a browser.
Or at least mobily. You could be in a browser.
That's right. If you're using a browser on a laptop or desktop, you see the live chat feature. You can talk with us here in the booth. You can ask questions, certainly of us. How does the team look? What are our thoughts and concerns on the year? And,
Yeah, lots of substitutions here on this defense here for the second half. We talked, you said the offense was going to run more series, but there's a whole bunch of new kids out there playing defense at this moment.
And there's a fake handoff right in the middle on the Princeton quarterback, who was the quarterback from the first half, stays on his feet, makes one man miss. He's not going to get completely away, but not until he gets all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So to your point, wholesale defensive substitutions for the Cardinals. And again, they've all got numbers on their jerseys. We have no rosters with corresponding names and numbers, so we can't tell you. Can't name names, but I don't think we want to name any names on that play anyway.
The only starter I see that played the first half is 52s in the ballgame, still a defensive line. Everybody else is different.
So number 6 drops back to pass. He throws it up over top looking for number 88, and it is extended beyond his reach. Incomplete. Second down for Princeton. Again, Coleraine, for what it's worth, is up 14-0, put a couple of touchdowns on the ground into the end zone in the first half, and have so far shut out the Princeton Vikings offense from putting any points on the board whatsoever. But again, as the defense changes out and we've got maybe some backups in competing for second and third string positions, who knows if Princeton leaves what appears to be their first team offense in. What happens?
They've got a few subs on the offensive line, I've noticed.
Man in motion.
They had 2 men on motion. They had one of the wingbacks that was coming, faking the jet, and the running back stepped up to ask the question to
the quarterback.
Where am I supposed to be? Not there.
Not there. Not right now.
Princeton is having issues aligning up all night.
So. Well, and then you've got some substitutions here in the second half, so just got to get the right people in the right places. Better bring up like second down and 15.
So snap is back. Gives the handoff to number 33, who takes it. He gets hit 2 or 3 times, stays on his feet, picks up about 3 yards. Honestly thought he might get more out of that, but the defense stepped up.
Tell you, we talked earlier about Daquan Smith Moore, pocket Hercules, 33, kind of. I don't even know if he's as tall as Daquan was.
He may not be.
That is a strong.
Was he not the gentleman in the first half who got in the back of one of our defenders?
Yep.
Had to be taken off the field and kind of calmed down a little bit. They've now got him in at tailback. So probably the backup tailback for Princeton again. Still there, what appears to be their varsity quarterback still in there. Snap is back. It's a low snap. He's got it. Looks to throw. Throws it deep downfield to an open man, and he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. Beat his man did number, I think it was 88, and Princeton is on the board with 6.
Yeah, 3rd and 12, and they just throw a fade pattern to the corner of the end zone. One-on-one coverage. And he had at least 5 steps on him. Had him beat easily.
I think that was number 21 that he beat, who we didn't see at all in the first half. Time to learn. I mean, this is the best kind of practice possible when you get out and you get to hit and play against guys that aren't in the same color jerseys you are, and kind of see where you are and where you need to be. So obviously next week, Coleraine, the season starts in earnest after last season's. What I can only say was, a very successful 11-1 campaign, and ended a little earlier than we all wanted to in the second round of the playoffs with the loss to St. X. But without a doubt, a great season, 1-1 in the playoffs, and they'll start off this year, on the road in the 20th annual Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown next Friday night at LaSalle.
Tickets have already been announced. You've got the article.
Yep.
On the page, web page of wearecorning.com tells you how to get tickets, and get them soon. They will sell out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do not have any of them to sell in the booth. So
no, we just. Yeah. So it's going to be the place is going to be just absolutely hopping. It always is when Corey and LaSalle play, and again, LaSalle coming off their, as incredible as it may sound, their third consecutive Division II state championship. It's so funny. I was thinking about this on the way out here. When they were a Division I team, they had, I think, 7 playoff games as a Division I team. 0-7. The LaSalle's never won a Division I playoff game. They moved to Division II and immediately win a state championship. All they've done is gone 15-0. 15-0 in 3 years in the playoffs in Division II. If they're not the poster child for competitive balance, I don't know what is. I don't understand why in the world that school is not playing Division I football.
It's slightly deceiving though too. They for the first time outright won the GMC. Or excuse me, the GCL. They beat 3 Division I teams in their own league to win their league. So
in the first year.
Yeah,
but not since. The snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. They did win it last year?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 out of 3 years they have won the GCL. So
last year was the first year they won it outright.
All the more reason that how in the world has this team, from a competitive balance standpoint, not been pushed to Division I?
You know what's even more astounding? That Chris is having a conversation with our cameraman, Jason, who has valid points, but nobody can hear him, yet Chris is nodding his head going,
"Oh, my God, Chris, no one cares. Just watch the game." Oh, my God.
No, I mean, it's a good point. And
I actually
Jason, if you'd like to take over the...
No,
Brandon, let me have that headset, Brandon. Come on, you need to get off for a little bit. Let's put Jason on.
I'm good.
Jason never gets a chance to talk.
Got a game to talk about.
Well, there's nothing going on right now. They kicked the extra point.
Pontifications on the hill. Oh, my God.
Give me your headset. Seriously, let's put Jason on.
Woe is me, pontifications, whatever.
Did you hear who's me anywhere near? I just thought it was... Jason made a very good point. I'm going to get it on the air because you're being selfish and you won't share your headset. He talked about the fact that the team that the Lancers beat in the state championship game somehow did get pushed to Division I this year.
Oh, because it's all based on enrollment. It'll happen, whatever.
Well, right.
Princeton was a Division II school last year. Now
they're Division I, and yet somehow LaSalle has managed to stay Division II.
Oh, man. Maybe
a 3-time champion. That doesn't make any sense
to me. And LaSalle, during the regular season, beat the Division I champion also.
Yeah, they did. It's all very strange to me.
I mean...
he touched it. He touched it, and he fell right back down on it.
Go by the enrollment numbers of the school.
I know, it's amazing that enrollment number just stays right at that magic level, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
You should talk to Coldwater. They have the same problem. They're Division V state champions.
Really? They have that same problem of missing like 40 or 50 kids in one of their classes? Anyway.
Yep.
Anyway.
Coldwater's won state championship and dropped down.
I think they moved up.
They've moved up. They've moved down almost every year.
Yeah. It's very interesting. So anyway.
It happens. It's okay. It's the way the cookie crumbles.
Nobody's not saying it's okay, but you can still have the conversation.
Wait, there's cookies.
There are no cookies. Brian, it's a metaphor. There are no cookies.
So we have a new quarterback under center.
Number 19 drops back and immediately guns it out to a wide-open receiver who catches it all the way up at the 25-yard line. Big gain for the Cards on first down.
So, no one.
Where are our coaches at?
They left.
I was going to bang on the glass to find out who 19 was.
I'm not kidding you. All of our offensive coaches have left. All the equipment's gone. The box is vacant. They're down on the field. They're calling it from there. So, good opportunity to see some of our maybe lesser played juniors and sophomores here in a backup role.
Maybe some freshmen.
Maybe a couple of freshmen out there. Played earlier tonight against the Vikings. There's a handoff right up the middle. Not going anywhere, though. Not sure. This is Princeton. I have no idea what numbers on Princeton, if this is their backups or if they still got their first team in.
They've got a mix. The defensive line pretty much is all the starters. Yeah, they are.
Okay. It would seem to me that that's the case.
They're very big.
They are. Yeah, that's a fairly large defensive line. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of positive optimism here about Princeton and what they've got athletically, and it's never really been a surprise. Princeton's a big district. They've got a lot of good kids that play certainly up to their abilities when they're coached right, and it's just getting the right coach in here. And they had one last year, and unfortunately they lost him to the Lancers. So there's a good play by the quarterback. He was getting rushed right up the middle and threw it out of bounds in the direction of number 18.
Yeah, the timing pattern, it was there. He went a quick out and just kind of overthrew him. That was a martini.
Are you sure?
Yep.
How could you possibly know that?
Because my nephew is a senior this year, and that's one of the Martini twins. Their father was a 1988 soccer player for Coleraine High
You
School.
can also tell because they're two twins and they're both redheads, and you can see the red hair out of the back of his helmet.
Yeah, Coleraine wholesale substitutions. There's
Yeah, we may cut this.
even if we have the rosters, we wouldn't recognize half these kids.
Yep, snap is back. Punter's got it. Same guy, a little rugby style, low line drive kick, takes a big Princeton bounce, caught right at about the 39-yard line. So not the best punt there, as he would have picked up significant yards on that particular punt.
No, well, no, because you would have had your first team all special teams, and it would have been down the field much quicker. It's a give and a take.
It is a give and a take.
So, second.
Hey, look, wait. We got a guy standing right in front of me. Watch it. Listen to us on the game.
I don't think so.
Look at it. Look at his teeth.
Yeah, I don't think he's listening to us.
I saw it pop up.
Did it really? Well, this is a Princeton guy, is it?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
If it happens.
I'm going to take a picture of it.
I think he's on Facebook. No, I don't think so.
No.
Do people under the age of 50 still get on Facebook? I'm not sure. I'm not on Facebook. I do that deliberately. So there we go. Handoff. He's got it, and he's moving. He's going to take it all the way out to about the 48. Almost another first down run for the Princeton Vikings. That's not their. Please tell me that's not their varsity quarterback on there.
Nope.
Okay. So after LaSalle next week, of course, the home opener, September 1st, big to do at Coleraine High School as we welcome the defending Ohio Division I state champion, St. Xavier Bombers.
So how about that?
To
People
the
say
cage.
Coleraine doesn't play anybody in the first two games. State champion.
I don't think anyone said that in about 10 years.
Yeah, that doesn't happen as much anymore. There's a handoff to number 33 in the backfield. Tried to stay on his feet, nifty move, but got taken down. He's a fighter, that 33.
A nice play by the defender, 25 for the Coleraine Cardinals. Got in the backfield.
Yep.
The years of Hughes in week 2 are long gone.
Yeah, and again, interesting point of note for those of you who are still listening, only 2 non-conference games this year and for the next 3 as the GMC has moved to an 8-game schedule. So as long as I can remember, it was a 7-game league schedule where you didn't play 2 other opponents. Well, now it's moved to an 8-game league schedule where you only do not play 1 opponent. And for Coleraine, of course, that opponent is Princeton, which is why we're scrimmaging them. Quarterback is scrambling in the backfield. Look at the pass. He's got time. He's just going to tuck in and run, and he's going to outrun both of his defenders. Get tripped up, though. If go down at about the 45-yard line of the Cards, it'll be enough for a first down, Princeton.
You're tackled by the Coleraine linebacker without a number.
Interestingly, the Cards are going to have to travel a little bit this year, more so than I know what we'd like them to, but there'll be road games at Middletown, at Hamilton, so they're going to be heading north for those games. The 2 big games that I'm looking at, if I look at key games on the schedule, happen a little bit later in the year. Post week 5, you're looking at a game first at home versus Mason, and then on the road versus Fairfield. I think those are going to be the 2 games that are going to really kind of test this team and see what they can do. There's a fake handoff by number 10. He brings it back across the middle. Good pursuit by the defender, number 91, who missed him initially in the backfield, then came back and made the tackle.
Yeah, Fairfield, probably the top challenger of the Cardinals. GMC crown their full Division I recruits. And if they saw anything out of that game last year, the game last year really came down to the fact that the 2 really even teams, except one team did not have an offense whatsoever. I mean, Fairfield really struggled offensively last year, and the Cardinals just wore them down.
Final score, 28-0 in that game. It's a good pass and not a good wrap-up at all by the defender.
And from what I'm hearing, they have found an underclassman, I believe is a sophomore, converted basketball player, a tremendous athlete to play quarterback there. But, you got to learn to play quarterback, find the right guy, the right fit.
Well, right. I mean, that's what it all comes down to. But, I mean, you're talking about, the talent level that they've got. And,
the number 1 tackle
in the nation. Yep, Jackson Carmen, of course, who last year got up in the grill of a couple of our defenders and Got himself a flag thrown, but we've had some offensive linemen that have done that as well. 10 scrambles, throws it across the middle, finds a player, complete, stays on his feet, takes 4 Cardinals to get him down, but not until he gets inside the 15-yard line down to about the 12, maybe the 13. It'll be another first down. So Princeton having some luck with their second-team offense here, moving it on the second possible third-team defense of the Cardinals.
Yeah, getting a preview right now what you'll see Saturday mornings.
There you go. Maybe. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Score, for what it's worth, 14-7. Coleraine over the Princeton Vikings. Coleraine not had any luck offensively this half so far.
That scoreboard says 0-0.
It does say 0-0. Snap is back. 10's got it. Hands it off. Once again to number 33. He stays on his feet, and he's going to take it right into the end zone. Cut back across to his left and takes it in for 6. Princeton not going into the night quietly. Although we may right after we may hear relatively soon. You guys we want to stay on for the whole thing, the whole broadcast. What do you think?
Well, we do have 11 people listening.
15.
15.
It's got to be the same 15 people. God bless you, 15 people. My guess is they just forgot to close the window. That's
just your football purist out there.
They're in their house right now going.
Excited as we are to be in the booth starting a new season, we've got fans out there. Not of us, but just of football in general.
Or it's the Bigners with every single electronic device open in their house, just streaming it for us.
Kick is up and good with under a minute to play here in the third quarter. And again, for what it's worth, the Princeton Vikings have tied the Cardinals 14-all. At this point, we really are beyond the score mattering. We were kind of beyond it after the end of the first half when it was 14-0.
It was pretty much beyond that after the first quarter.
Yeah.
First teams was 3 possessions, 2 scores for the Cardinals. 3 possessions, no scores for the Princeton Vikings. Really 1 first down for the Princeton offense.
Now the quarterback draw.
Yeah.
A little bit of scramble action, so. Question is, though, we didn't see Leyendecker as he went out. As I said, it looked like a hamstring at the moment. Did see him on the sideline still with his shoulder pads on.
It's just one of those things, and I hate to say it, but with Gunnar, it's literally a hold your breath every time he runs with the ball. Because he's big and he's strong, but it just seems like he's at this point. Unfortunately, he's kind of gotten the moniker of he's like an injury waiting to happen.
Well, you also went from Deshaunte Jones, who could literally bend in ways that you're just like, how is he not hurt?
Right. That's a great point. Deshaunte, of course.
No, yeah, you get the classic. Oh my God, he's not getting up. What? He didn't go down.
Wait a minute, still running.
Exactly, he's still running.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that jump play he had, was it against Mason last year, where he hurdled a defender into the end zone? Very impressive. Is it Fairfield? All right.
Like 2 years ago.
In the rain.
2 years ago.
So,
Coleraine Cardinals going to take over. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Wholesale substitution on both sides.
We got a tight one here.
14-14.
Dylan Bigner is still there.
God bless you, Dylan.
Wants us to know he's still there. We got an email.
An email?
Yeah.
And radio at wearecoleraine.com?
Oh, no, it's just my personal email telling me my Amazon delivery is going to be here tomorrow. But.
Well, I got to tell you,
Thanks for the update, Brandon.
That really just locks down this broadcast as one of our finest.
I thought it was funny.
Actually, I have something coming tomorrow, too. There's a handoff up the middle. Wide open into the middle. First down for that little guy in white. I have no idea who that is.
I'll tell you what, 27. That play was dead to rights, but somehow we split the 2 defenders.
I'll tell you what, that's just a decisive move. Plant your foot, and he showed great acceleration. There's some speed there, 27.
Which may or may not be his actual number. But
right, that's the only thing, yeah. When our practice jerseys don't always match up with the game jerseys.
And we saw there was like 3 7s at one point, so we assume they're all Boldens.
I think it's very possible.
There's multiple 2s. There was a 00, and there was 2 doubles.
That toss sweep didn't work. Not that direct. Oh, mate.
Wow, look at
Got
that.
a yard.
Back to the line of scrimmage and gained a yard on it. So good pursuit by the Princeton Vikings on defense, but number 20 for the Cardinals never let down, planted his foot, and cut it back towards the middle and picked up a yard.
And that super exciting 2-yard run will be the last play of the third quarter.
So have they gone to a running clock at this point?
Actually, that might be. Nope, they're just nope, not lining up.
No, they're just moving. They're flipping sides. So I think Coach Mike Daniels is out talking to the referees for some reason, of which I do not know why.
He wants to.
That's not Coach Daniels.
It is not?
No. Coach Daniels is with his team.
No, that's Coach Daniels.
Pretty sure that's Coach Daniels.
Is it?
Yep. Coach Daniels does not have dreadlocks. The coach with his team.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the gentleman out there talking with Coach
I have
Bolden.
new glasses this year, so
Yeah.
still getting
What
adjusted.
does that have to do with hair? One has lots of hair, the other doesn't.
So
So
do you think they're calling it here, or you think that maybe they're moving to a more of a scripted play situation?
Or just a running clock.
Or they're just talking about where they're going to eat after the game.
That could be too.
What do you think, Tom? Domino's? No, they deliver. Let's get wings. Coach Daniels was like, I like wings.
Domino's has wings.
So
He's talking to the referees. He talks to the referees. Tom and I are going to get wings. You guys want wings? Referee's like, there's a Chinese buffet down the street.
That Chinese buffet's been closed for like 10 years.
It's been gone for a long time. It's like a check cash.
It'll be 10 minutes running clock. We'll
Either
get
that
it.
and
Either that or he's giving
I want 10 wings extra spicy.
Or he was playing patty cake with no one in the air.
Yeah.
So this is where we're at. Really, we don't have to subject the.
Wait,
How many points
why
are we
not?
down to now?
Whoa, we're up to 12.
We're up to. We're not. No, we're not up. We're down to 12.
You talk about food, you bring everybody in.
All right.
Shotgun.
Second down and 8, Corin Cardinals.
10 o'clock or 10 minutes left. Running clock. There's a snap back. A pitch to the running back who gets hit.
Nice hit.
Struck right at the 35-yard line.
Ooh, a late flag coming in,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
a holding.
And 15 yards on a really, really bad play for the wide receiver there. Not only did he miss his block terribly, he then blocked in the back afterwards.
So that's a compound problem right there.
A nice play of a tackle, Princeton linebacker, 69.
For those of you listening, if you have not found us on Snapchat,
Oh, that's all this food talk is bringing in listeners. Up to 13.
See?
I think people are just curious. I think they're clicking on it going, what is this nonsense?
They're going, hey, you got to listen. These guys just making stuff up as they go along.
Been doing it for years.
Little do they know that's always the way it's been. They're going to accept the penalty, make it second and very long.
Second and almost 20.
We'll call it 21 and split the difference.
That splits any difference. Okay.
Shotgun 4 wide.
So this is, do we have any idea what year this young man is at quarterback?
He is in the year 2017.
So there's a
He's
pass
wide
down the
open.
middle.
He was so open and he missed him.
Well, that's a pretty long pass for a young man who could be the backup kicker. Isn't that what Coach Bolden said during the preseason?
That's the punter.
That's the punter? Okay. Oh, boy.
No, 19's the punter. He said the punter is also a backup quarterback.
So now it's third down. So now you have a situation here where they just punt it away?
It's third down.
It's
Why
third
would you
down.
punt it?
No, I know. But,
That would confuse the defense.
maybe
In fact, that's
what I'm saying. It would
there's football coaches with a mathematical model telling you should never
punt.
ever.
And the fact that you would do
There's
it on
a-
third down would prove it even more.
So third down and 20.
Man in motion, number 27. Snap is back to the quarterback, looks to pass again, throws it deep down the sideline. Number 8 is there, and he can't quite get to it. No flags on the play as there shouldn't be. Running side by side, trying to get the ball. It'll be fourth down, and Coleraine will be forced to punt.
That was a play we saw last week several times against Moeller, and it was throw it up and let number 8 go get it. This time it doesn't work.
Do we know who number 8 is?
I don't know. He's just very tall, and against Moeller he had 2 long catches that were basically throw it up and let number 8 go get it.
Gotcha.
Another sideline warning to Princeton there, second of the game.
Where's the get back coach is what you got to ask yourself.
What's that? No. Look at that.
Again, Chris, talking to people not involved in the game.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a fan.
So that'll bring out fourth down, so they'll bring in the third string punter, the quarterback as the first string punter.
This is all very confusing.
Well, you see, when you get to fourth down, you have the option to either go for the play and make the first down line to gain or punt it away, and the Cardinals have chosen to punt it away.
Not the play of the game, Brandon.
Now the snap will go back, and he can kick it or throw it. And
Oh, that's a good one.
Not his.
Not his best. Kind of ran a little bit too far to his right, rugby style. Kicked it out of bounds.
Guys, that's 30 to 30. I'll take that every time.
He's not at the 30.
Oh, did it go out of bounds?
At the 45.
Oh yeah. I just want to look to where it landed, not where it went out of bounds.
I don't think he's at the 45.
Yeah, he's at the 45.
Did they go up that? Ooh, yikes.
They must have went out of bounds way sooner than anticipated. That wasn't good.
Not good at all.
Not good. Not a good punt. I was going to say, I didn't think that was, didn't think it made quite down that far. So first down and 10 now for the Princeton Vikings. Again, running clock here in the fourth quarter.
6 minutes. Princeton looking for the lead on this series.
That's right. Tied at 14. This pivotal GMC battle that matters none.
He's about to.
You ever notice at the first game, no players have a sticker on their helmet.
Look at number 40, right through the middle of the Coleraine defense, gets it all the way down to the Colerane's 40-yard line.
It was actually the very first thing I said when we broadcast.
You said Princeton, but I just noticed Coleraine doesn't.
I said both, Coleraine and Princeton.
I should pay more attention.
Yep, they're not going to get their stickers on yet.
They're called decals.
Decals.
Coleraine.
But the
more substitutions on the defensive line.
Those are called stickers, though, right? Yeah. What are those? What are they? What actually is it a picture of? That goes. Is it a star? Is it a star? A red star? 10 drops back the pass, throws it deep across the middle, and it is caught.
21, you safety. You went for the big hit and hit the man. See the ball, and you picked that off.
Yeah, it was in the air. He could have knocked it away.
It was pretty high. I don't think he was going to intercept it.
I don't think 21 could jump that.
To your point, he certainly could have gone after the ball and knocked it down. So another big completion, another big play, for Princeton.
Yeah, this backup quarterback's
not
good
bad.
Decision maker. He's done well here for Princeton. Number 10. If you look in your roster, your playbook, he's number 10.
Presumably.
Listed at number at not any height.
Good play by the Cardinal defense there. Handoff up the middle, and they stuff the run.
I don't think he was out of bounds, was he, Jason? Just looking on Snapchat, how the Ivan Pace touchdown, how they call him out of bounds right here. Here.
No way he's out of bounds.
Doesn't matter. He scored.
For all of you listening, you can follow us on Snapchat and get a look of it right in front of you.
Yeah, Snapchat. Look up. We are Coleraine.
Well, the referee wasn't in position to make the call.
He's nowhere near the sideline.
So second down, 8, ball at the 18. Coleraine clinging to a tied ball game right now. 4 minutes left to play.
I'd like to see the Cards get the offense back on
Princeton
the
already in field goal range.
He's going to scramble, throw, up in the air.
A little offensive pass interference.
You think?
Not called.
A little bit of pass interference by the offense? Literally just extended his arms and pushed the defender off of him.
I saw clean play there by both teams.
You are not paying attention.
So offensive, they made him change his pants.
He is the only one wearing the light gray. And
actually, there are 2 of them on the field right now. So if you're going to correct me, I'm going to correct you.
Ooh.
Number 91 on the offensive line is also
he's an offensive lineman.
94.
He's an offensive lineman.
Did they call the penalty? Did they throw a flag on it?
They did, apparently.
Oh,
apparently they did.
Okay, I didn't see a flag go, but I guess they called it from the opposite side.
Well, they must have, because it was so blatantly obvious. I mean, it was really blatant.
It was pretty bad.
All right, so remains second down, but now it's second down and
clock is still running. 3 minutes left to play.
Play call in from the Vikings sideline.
Snap is back. 10 drops back the pass, throws it complete, short, tackled immediately.
Keeps the clock rolling.
Yeah,
ball to the 25.
That clock's going to keep moving anyway. Doesn't matter what they do. Which is a bit concerning, because I'm afraid our Cards are not going to get a chance to get the ball back.
Play call from the sidelines. One is coach is rowing a boat. The other sees Angels in the outfield, and the other one is starting a lawnmower.
And one coach wants his championship belt.
That's what I thought. He wants his WWE belt.
Oh, God. I wish we had more cameras. It's probably a good thing we don't, though.
Yeah.
Third down and 14.
10 drops back to pass, looks, throws, pressure, steps up into the middle, stays on his feet, but there's in pursuit of him. He's trying to point out the offense. He's not going to pass it. He's going to run it. He's not going to get anywhere near enough for the first down. That's a coverage sack.
And a late flag.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a late hit. I know it. We haven't had one all game. Oh.
And the referees do not want this game to end.
Well, it's going to end regardless. Because
you know what? It's a scrimmage game. Stop throwing flags, and let's get out of here. There are wings to eat.
It's a running clock, so it doesn't matter.
I think Alex is listening to us. So he's one of the 13 or 14.
Oh, we're up to 14 now.
Well, that must be Alex is one of them. He's enjoying the broadcast.
Holding on the offense.
Offensive holding is the call.
What is going on? Minute and 41 left.
So
in
Princeton
the game.
driving for the go-ahead touchdown is sticking themselves
And
in
no
the foot.
one's going to get a play because it's a running clock, so it'll be all moot point because the referees are taking a real long time walking this thing off.
Well, it's pretty obvious that
Ball
they were in on that wing discussion.
Yep.
I don't know why you'd go to Domino's though.
No,
Pizza Hut's got superior wings, but I would just go to an like.
In Applebee's.
Applebee's is not good.
Brandon, what is this your dad again?
Just
Good grief. 10 is in the shotgun now. 1 minute to play in the game. Drops back, looks to pass. He's got a long way to go on third down. It is incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
good defense by 85 there, Gray, for the Princeton Vikings to knock that intended reception down.
My son has worked with me long enough. He knows my jokes. He beat me to the punch with a nice defense by the wide receiver knocking that down. So it is bring up fourth down. Under 30 seconds to play.
I can't imagine.
Princeton has 12 guys on the field right now.
Does Tom have any timeouts?
5 wide with 2 tight ends. You got to get somebody off the field.
This is going to be the last play of the game.
Well, obviously.
25 left to play. Wouldn't know if it'll stop the clock, go in and get the ball back. Oh, if it's a running clock. Clock changes on change of possessions.
There's a pass deep down the sideline, intended for number 48. It is incomplete, but there's flags everywhere. With 12 seconds left in the game, 10, 9, 8. It looks as if we're going to have to end this game.
Will Coach Daniels call a timeout, go for the field goal? 3, 2. Thank you, Coach Daniels.
It is over. From here at Princeton High School, the Coleraine Cardinals and the Princeton Vikings have played to a 14-14 tie in what can only be described as a GMC-friendly tied with this football ending in 14-14. So again, for those of you listening, if you can't make it out to the game next week at LaSalle, catch us live online at wearecoleraine.com.